Maybe you're currently working as a teacher, a nurse, possibly in customer service or in trades. Maybe you're military or law enforcement, or you just work in finance. And maybe, just maybe, you've been thinking about making a move into cybersecurity, but you've convinced yourself you can't because you don't have a computer science degree or a stack of certifications. Well, here's the problem. Most people think breaking into cybersecurity requires a traditional tech background. They see job postings asking for years of experience and specific qualifications, and they assume the door is closed to anyone who doesn't follow the conventional path. So they don't even try. But here's what I've learned. After almost 15 years of recruiting, some of the best hires I've seen come from the most unconventional backgrounds. Whether that's a teacher who became a security awareness trainer, or a military veteran who excelled in GRC roles, possibly a customer service rep who became incredible SOC analysts. These weren't flukes. They succeeded because their unconventional backgrounds gave them skills that traditional candidates just didn't have. So today I want to show you 6 unconventional career paths into cybersecurity, and more importantly, the transferable skills that make these transitions not just possible but powerful. So if you're currently in one of these fields, this video is for you. And if you're considering cybersecurity, I want you to see if you recognize these skills in yourself, because they might be exactly what the industry needs. Hey everyone, my name is Gough, and if you're new here, welcome. I've been a recruiter and career coach for almost 15 years. Now, before this, I was actually a golf professional. That's right, my own path into the industry was completely unconventional. I'm telling you this because it's relevant for this video. Over 15 years ago, I changed from a golf professional to a recruiter. So if I can make the jump, trust me, you can too. Hopefully you find this video useful. If you do, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. Section 1, why unconventional backgrounds actually work in cybersecurity. So I think it's important, before we get into the specific path, we talk about why unconventional backgrounds aren't just accepted in cybersecurity, they can actually be very valuable. Because the cybersecurity industry does have a talent shortage. There's thousands of unfilled positions globally. But here's the thing, companies aren't just looking for more people who can just configure firewalls and that's it. They need diverse thinkers, they need communicators, which is something I talk a lot about on this channel, soft skills. They need problem solvers and people who understand the human side of security. So if you think about it, most cyber attacks succeed because of people, not technology. Phishing attacks work because someone clicks a link. Insider threats happen because of human behavior. Social engineering exploits trust and communication. So if everyone in cybersecurity thinks exactly the same way, then we're missing half the picture. And that's where you come in. If you're coming from teaching, military, healthcare, or any other field for that matter, you bring a different perspective and skills that traditional candidates simply don't have, or most don't. The question isn't whether you can break in, it's how you're going to leverage what makes you unique, and that's key here. That's what I want you to get your head around. So let's look at 6 specific unconventional paths, the skills that transfer, and how to position yourself for success. Path number 1, let's talk about military or law enforcement. So maybe you've served in the military or you've worked in law enforcement, then you already have some of the most sought after qualities in cybersecurity. You have discipline and attention to detail. You have high stakes decision making. Let's think about it. You're used to operating under pressure and making critical calls quickly. You understand threat actors. You already think about adversaries, tactics and motivations. You have security clearances. So if you have active clearances, that's a massive advantage for government or defense contractors roles. Where I think you would fit in, I would look at GRC, so governance, risk or compliance, because your experience of regulation, audits and structured processes is gold here. SOC analysts, monitoring alerts, triaging incidents would fit well for you. Security operations and even physical security integration. So this is what I would look at. Now, how would you transition? Well, I would start with the Security Plus, the CompTIA Security Plus. This would give you your technical foundation. If you have a clearance, leverage it heavily. It's worth tens of thousands in salary and opens doors immediately. Make sure to highlight your investigative experience and use your ability to work under pressure and understanding of threat landscape. I would look at targeting roles in defense, government contracting, or even large enterprises with security operations. Path number 2, let's say you come from a teaching or training background. So maybe you're a public school teacher or you're a corporate trainer and you've been thinking about cybersecurity. Let me tell you something. Your communication skills will be your superpower, and the industry desperately needs this. Skills that can transfer easily would be how to explain complex concepts simply. Because you have strong communication skills, you'll be able to deal with stakeholders in the business and explain logically and simply about what security awareness training is. Patience and mentoring, this is a skill you'll have. Now, junior analysts need guidance. Security teams need leaders who can develop talent. You have creating documentation and processes. Well, you already know how to structure information, create learning materials, materials and build a curricula. You have public speaking and presentation. Most technical people really struggle with this. You don't. So where would you fit in? Well, the obvious thing for me would be to say that you should look at security awareness training. Companies need people to educate employees about phishing, about password security, and about safe computing practices. And this is where you can come straight in and use your skills to do this. You can also look at GRC roles, policy writing, compliance documentation, and security training programs. Another area would be internal training and development. Security teams need trainers for onboarding and skill development. So right there, you might have been thinking, I'm a teacher, how the hell could I do cybersecurity? There are paths for you. It's just about thinking outside the box and looking at what skills you have and what could be transferred. So once again, I recommend starting with the Security Plus for your technical foundation experience, and then try some hands-on labs. Try HackMe, Cyber Defenders, both great options. But don't hide your teaching background, lean into it. Create a portfolio that shows how you'd explain technical concepts. Write blog posts breaking down security topics. Target companies that need security awareness programs or GRC teams that do a lot of training and policy communication. Okay, path number 3, from customer service or even technical support. So maybe you've worked in customer service or IT support, then you might think your skills don't translate. Well, you'd be wrong. Skills that transfer: problem solving under pressure. You're used to dealing with frustrated users. You have communication with non-technical stakeholders. Now, you already know how to translate technical issues into language that makes sense to regular non-technical people. Incident documentation. You've been documenting tickets, you've been tracking issues and communicating resolutions. Now, that's exactly what SOC analysts do. You also have user empathy. You understand how people actually use technology, which is critical for security awareness and risk assessment. So if I was you, I would look at SOC analyst roles. I would look at security support roles. I would look at identity and access management and even security awareness. All your skills that you've built up will be great for these areas. To transition, well, if you're in IT support already, start taking on security related tickets. Volunteer for password resets, account lockouts, phishing investigations, anything down this route. Build your technical skills with Security Plus and practice on platforms like TryHackMe. Now, when you apply for roles such as SOC, highlight your incident documentation skills, your ability to communicate with users, and your experience troubleshooting under pressure. So that might mean don't just send your CV on its own. You might need to write a cover letter or an email to go along with it where you can put these skills in more detail. Okay, path number 4, from healthcare or compliance. Now, if you work in healthcare, whether you're a nurse, medical coder, or even a compliance officer, you already understand something critical. That's regulation, risk, and documentation. So you understand regulatory framework. You already understand this. That's a huge head start if you want to work in healthcare, cybersecurity, or GRC. You have audit and documentation experience. You know how audits work. You have risk assessment mindset. You're used to thinking about patient safety and potential harms and how to mitigate risks, and attention to detail. Because in healthcare, mistakes can be life or death. Now, in cybersecurity, they can be company ending, so your precision matters. Honestly, people in healthcare, there's a huge opportunity here, and you probably didn't realize that. Where you'd fit in, look at healthcare cybersecurity. Hospitals and healthcare organizations desperately need people who understand both the technical and regulatory sides. GRC analysts, so compliance, risk assessments, policy documentation, audit management. Look at privacy and data protection, and look at security operations from a healthcare focus. Don't abandon your healthcare knowledge, leverage it. I can tell you that healthcare cybersecurity honestly is one of the fastest growing areas, and organizations will pay a premium for someone who understands both sides. So learn security frameworks like NIST or ISO 27001. Get your Security Plus for technical foundations, and then target healthcare organization. Maybe you could target the company you're currently working at. Maybe you can move internally. There's also health tech companies or consulting firms that specialize specifically in healthcare compliance. Okay, path number 5, from trades or manual labor. So maybe you're a tradesperson, whether it's an electrician, a plumber, mechanic, a construction worker. You probably think cybersecurity is completely out of reach, but you'd be surprised how much your skills can translate. You've got excellent troubleshooting and problem solving skills. Systems thinking, you understand how different components work together. Typically, you have a good work ethic and perseverance, so you'd fit well in roles such as SOC analyst, where you would be investigating alerts and troubleshooting security issues. Pen testing, maybe you like taking things apart, which you could well do in the line of work that you do. Then pen testing, ethical hacking might be your path. You've also also got security engineering. So building and maintaining security system requires similar hands-on practical mindset that you already have. Now, how to transition? Well, I would look at building a home lab, set up virtual machines, practice on Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, and document everything you do. Frame your troubleshooting experience as investigation skills. Once again, get your Security Plus for foundations, but focus heavily on practical hands-on projects. Now, when you apply for roles, emphasize your problem-solving approach. This will be your ticket. Many hiring managers value grit and perseverance over formal credentials. Okay, finally, path number 6, from finance, accounting, or even fraud investigation. Now, if you work in either of these fields, you already have an analytical mindset that's perfect for cybersecurity. You have analytical thinking and pattern recognition. You're used to spotting anomalies in data, which is exactly what threat detection is. You have fraud detection experience, risk assessment experience, and attention to financial systems. Financial systems are prime targets for cyber attacks. Remember that. So your understanding of how they work is really valuable. Now, where would you fit in? I would recommend looking at fraud prevention and financial security. So banks, financial institutions, they need people who understand both fraud and cyber threats. Look at threat intelligent roles. GRC again, risk assessment, compliance, audit management, and SOC analyst. The reason being is pattern recognition and anomaly detection are core skills here. So how to transition? Well, leverage your fraud investigation experience. Learn about financial cybersecurity threat, ransomware, business email compromise, payment fraud. Once again, like all the others, get your Security Plus for your foundational experience and consider certifications such as the Certified Fraud Examiner, CFE. Now combine this with security training. Target financial institutions, fintech companies, or fraud prevention teams, because your ability to think about financial impact and risks will make you incredibly valuable to them. So what do all these common paths have in common? Well, if you're coming from any of those backgrounds or any other unconventional path, here's what you need to do. You need to, number one, you need to first identify your transferable skill. Don't dismiss your background. Map your current skills to cybersecurity roles. 2, tell your story strategically. Frame your career change as an asset, not a hindrance, not a disadvantage. For example, I bring 10 years of healthcare compliance experience. That's much more powerful than I'm new to tech. 3, bridge the technical gap. Make sure you get your Security Plus for your foundational experience. Then build hands-on skills with labs and projects. But don't try to hide your background. Once again, use it as your differentiator. And number 4, target the right role first. Not every cyber job requires 10 years of technical experience. SOC Tier 1, GRC analyst, security awareness, identity management. These are all entry points where possibly your unconventional skills can shine. And number 5, network with intent. Find people on LinkedIn who made similar transitions and ask them how they did it. People like to talk about that. Join cybersecurity communities and share your journey. So there you have it, 6 unconventional paths into cybersecurity and the skills that make these transitions not just possible, but really powerful for you. The bottom line is the cybersecurity industry doesn't need just more technical people. It needs diverse thinkers. It needs communicators. It needs problem solvers and people who understand the human side of security. Your unconventional background isn't a weakness. It could be a differentiator for you. The question isn't whether you can break into cybersecurity, it's how you're going to leverage what makes you unique. If you're serious about making this transition, check out my other videos on my channel. There's plenty of there that will help you break into cybersecurity. I hope you found this useful. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. As always, keep leveling up your career. I'll see you on the next video.